Want to know how I turn this into this? Keep watching. Hi everybody, I'm working in this Krauss Maffei from Piko locomotives, and I have to make a full weathering on it, but I will start making some changes in the cabin. It comes without a crew, so I will use those old model power figures which are actually passengers to turn it into the crew of this engine. To can do that, I will have to use saw, knives, and filers. So I use a saw made from photo etched, which is really flexible and allows you to control the cut of these figures really well. Because when you use a knife to cut a leg or an arm, for example, the pressure can make the piece that you're cutting jump out, and sometimes you'll never find it again. So with the saw, you can control easily what you're doing. Now I will have to cut an arm to change the position of it to make it look like he's controlling the engine, the locomotive, he's taking a lever or something. So again, I will use my saw and see if it works. Probably I will have to use another arm. So I searched for a couple of figures that have a stretch arm, which can use it to hang on one of the levers of the controls. So here we got two possible victims, and let's see which arm can make the work better. I try with the two figures and I choose the best one. So again, I will cut this figure using my photo etched saw, and then we'll try again to see how it looks on position. While I'm working on this figure, let me tell you that I'm from Chile, and this program it's normally made on Spanish, but I will start to translate all my episodes into English to can share with you what we are doing with trains here in Chile. Okay, let's back to the work we are doing here. I'm working on the arm to make it fit as I want. So I have to put a bit of the chest of the figure, so this way the arm will stay in position hanging the levers of the train. So let's glue the arm in position. I will use a CA kind of glue. The brand is Tesa, for two reasons mainly. The first, it's cheap, less than $2, and the second, it takes a bit to dry out. So you have time to correct the position of, in this case, the arm of the figure before it gets dry. Let's see how it looks. That's why I'm using this and not other brand like Loctite, which dries faster. Okay, now we're going to the second figure, which is already in a right position to be seated, and it didn't need so much work. I only need to clean it a bit. You just need some files or sandpaper to do this part. You can use a X-Acto knife too, like here, to help when the plastic is more thick. But anyway, this figure is almost ready to be seated on the cabin. There you have it. Now let's see how it fits inside the shell. Look, looking good. Have to say, details are almost perfect on this engine. And the cabin fits perfectly. So let's jump to the paint. I will work with some acrylic paints from AK Interactive, and I will start adding some light details to the control center, the control panel. Paint, levers, and buttons always bring life to cabins. You have to be always careful is not to paint the places where you're going to glue something. If you add glue like a CA or a Tamiya cement onto a painted area, it will solve the paint and it will never dries. So you will have to glue again. So that's why I'm painting the shirts, I left a space without paint so I can glue my figures there. Well, I add some dirt too. I'm using 3-4 colors which I'm washing now. I use a panel liner specific for green colors to add some light dust inside the cabin too. Now, jumping to the figures. We have to paint the figures. I will use acrylics again, and I will start in a really simple way. I will paint the skin first. Never let the skin color of the plastic, which is really awful. So I use a dark skin color, which is not really dark, but is the name of the bottle. Why I'm painting the skin? Easily, because that allows you to use a filter, a panel liner later and make it look more real, more human, not as plastic. Now let's paint some clothes on those guys. Remember, I'm using AK Interactive acrylic colors and a little bit of thinner from the same brand. One good thing about acrylics, it goes really well immediately and dries really fast. This guy will wear a brown jacket, like a leather jacket, and something that I made, it was to change a bit the figure. This original figure came with a hat, so I cut the hat a bit and I tried to transform into a hard hat. So let's see if it works. I will paint the hard hat on yellow color. Actually, I didn't know if they ever used yellow hard hats on the Southern Pacific line, but let's see how it looks. And here I will paint a red flannel shirt to this fella. Now I'm painting a thermo bottle. I will use a piece of plastic and I will try to make it look like a 70s or 60s thermo bottle. I will finish some toe taps on my flannel, and I think that we're ready to glue those guys into the cabin. I have cleaned all the excess of paint to be sure that the glue will work properly. So I am using the same Tesa CA, which allows me enough time to fix the figures on position. Once the figures are ready, set in position, I will glue my thermos bottle. probably with some coffee inside. But we still have space, so let's do something more. With a plastic sheet, a really thin one, I will make a paper clipboard. Plastic will be the board, and with copper sheet I will make the clip. If you're running your motorcycle at 60 miles an hour and you see this, it will look good. Once we made the clip, we will glue it to the board and then we will paint it like a wood paper clip or paper board. Using masking tape, I hold my board in position so you can paint it easily. With a small piece of Teflon, use it for plumbing, I will create a sheet of paper. I want to make it look wrinkled, so that's why I'm using Teflon. I will hold in position, and now we will see how it looks. Let me know what do you think about it. We just need to know how it will look inside the shell of the locomotive. Let's see. Looking good, at least for me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that it helps you and encourages you to make the same thing on your locomotives. I am Miguel Naki, and this is Mike on Scale, a Chilean program about model railroading. Don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.